Um, yeah, the doctors really don't know what causes it, but what happens is it is a sudden onset of paralysis of one side of your face or both sides of your face, and nobody knows whenever it's coming. You can either, I mean, most times people just wake up with it the next day. Like in my case, I had like a bad headache for like 3 hours in the middle of the night, and I didn't want to go to sleep because I don't like going to sleep with headaches. It's just something that I have never done. I don't do it. Bring it back, Roxy. My dog is being bad. Roxy, come. So yeah, I mean, I went to bed because my whole left side of my face, it was aching, throbbing, eye jumping, a thing in here popping in and out. It was just ridiculous. Like, I've never felt that type of pain before in my life, and it was swollen. And so when I woke up the next morning, all the pain was gone, but the right side of my face was paralyzed. And like, my mouth was kind of crooked, my eye wouldn't close, my eyebrow wouldn't move at all, my cheek wouldn't move at all, my nose wouldn't move at all. This side was drooped down. That's why whenever I'm talking to you, you only see one side of my face actually moving, and the other side is just sitting there. The other side is just sitting there. I've had it for 4 years now. It has gotten tremendously better. Obviously, you guys can see my eye blinks. My eyebrow doesn't move. My ear doesn't move. My cheek doesn't move. But it's not lopsided and drooped down like it was. The doctors gave me all the steroids. They didn't work. They gave me all the antibiotics. They didn't work because they thought it was due to some inflammation, pressuring one of my nerves, and that's what triggered my face to be paralyzed, and it's not movable. But I mean, most people with Bell's palsy, they get it and then it's completely healed in like 3 to 6 months. But mine, it has gotten extremely better, but it has not healed. And most of the time you can't notice unless I try to smile like this. So yeah, my life with it has been like crazy. I used to be this outgoing, fun, funky, lovable, popular girl. But then once I got the Bell's palsy, it knocked my self-esteem way down low. It's like when people smile at me, I didn't used to smile at them. I used to like keep it moving. People would always act like, why you change, girl? Why you do this? Why you do that? But then when I open my mouth to say something to them, they'd be like, why you looking at me like that? Or why you talking to me like that? And I didn't used to know how to explain myself. Or I didn't used to want to explain myself every time I met somebody new, or just anytime I've seen like just anybody. It's been a struggle. And after 4 years, I can truly finally say that I have my confidence back. I love myself for who I truly am. Say hi to the person walking out the door. Stepping in the camera. So I've just learned to love myself, and I learned that I'm still beautiful. And I learned that I was beautiful back then, and I was just saying bye to the person walking back in the house, ruining my video. I've learned just to love myself, and just like, no matter how bad or how you think somebody looks at you in a negative way, you only feel that way because you feel bad about yourself. Like, once going down there. Once my self-esteem got way back up, I realized that it wasn't that I really don't look the way I think. People don't really see me how I think they see me. They see me as a regular person. I was always beautiful. I was always normal looking. I just had the confidence that, what if I talk to this person, or what if my professors look at me funny because they think I'm looking at them weird, or what if I say something and look a certain way and this girl would try to jump on me, like just have all these attitudes because she think I'm being stink or smart or whatever. But it wasn't like that. It's gotten extremely better. My boyfriend has been extremely supportive of it. Been with him for 4 years. We met like 3 months before I got the Bell's palsy. We started dating like 2 months after I got the Bell's palsy, which sucked. But no, the dating didn't suck. The Bell's palsy sucked. But I just come to learn that you go through everything for a reason. And even though one side of my face is still paralyzed, I'm beautiful. I love myself. I have my confidence back, and it just goes to show that if you don't love yourself, or if you don't like yourself, or if you don't feel like you're worthy, or if you don't think you're beautiful, nobody else will. And once I got my confidence back, even though I try to go out and buy all these nice clothes and dress nice, dress cute, no, like, people didn't really used to want to talk to me. I'm not talking about dudes. I got a man so anyone trying to holler at me. But I'm not talking about just like dudes, just like regular people. Once I got my confidence back, it's like people talk to me a lot and I respond back to them. And it's like I'm a normal person. I have my life back. So yeah, just something random to think about. I think the Lord chose me.
Happy anniversary, happy anniversary, happy anniversary, happy anniversary.
Hi, I'm Robert Wilkinson from allbellspalsy.info, and the hope is that this becomes a long series of really useful information for anyone who actually has Bell's palsy. The very first thing, as the title suggests, first things to do when you have Bell's palsy, the first thing you need to do is to go and see a professional. The reason being there's over 50 other illnesses that it could also be that can also cause facial paralysis. And Bell's palsy is what they call idiopathic. In other words, they don't actually know with all proof what causes it. So they have to discount all these other 50 or so illnesses to then tell you you have a Bell's palsy, which is a temporary facial paralysis. We'll cover figures in other videos, but in the vast majority of cases it is a temporary facial paralysis. And that's all it is, by the way. It's purely the face. It's a facial nerve, it's purely the face, it's not going to go anywhere else. But we can cover those in the next video. Frequently asked questions that I'm asked about what's going to happen next, etc. Go to the doctor. The reason is as well, although again there's no conclusive proof that these things help, they will most probably, first of all, they'll ask you some questions, and this is important. They'll ask you when you first noticed anything going wrong. With me it was I couldn't spit my toothpaste out properly. Within a couple of hours, which is another thing with Bell's palsy, it's extremely fast. Within a couple of hours, nearly all of half my face, I just looked like I'd had a stroke, and that's why I went to the doctors. Within 24 to 48 hours, the whole thing had gone, I also had it bilaterally, which is extremely rare, so don't start worrying about that. It's 1% of cases. So I had it down both sides at the same time, which is no fun whatsoever and rather wipes the smile off your face, as you can imagine. Go to the doctors, as I say. They'll ask you questions. When did you first get it? How long has it taken? The way it came on? Things like that. Let me just check. I haven't done it everything they will ask you. Each doctor will be different, obviously, but they will go through just a few questions. There's nothing they're going to do. They're not going to do anything intrusive to you. An experienced doctor will know exactly that it's Bell's palsy straight away, and I'll just ask you some questions to check it's not other things, and that'll be it. You'll be on your way. What they'll most probably give you is a course of an antiviral course of treatment, and I won't give the brands in this video because it could be seen in different parts of the world, who knows. And they're all different brands, but an antiviral course of treatment and a steroid course of treatment. I don't worry about steroids either. There's nothing wrong with a short course of steroids. All the scares are about people taking it for many, many, many months and years in some cases. That's a different kettle of fish. This is a short, sometimes 5 days, probably 7 days, course of steroids. And it just helps to reduce the inflammation, which is one of the things that most likely, unless it's been damaged through an accident or something, but you know about that, which is most likely what is causing the signals, which is, I'll go into this in other videos, but the signals to come through and actually motivate, if you like, make move the muscles in your face. But we're going to cover all that and break it all down so you know exactly what it is. But go to the doctors, and that's probably the 4th time I've said this. The reason being is that if it's one of these other illnesses, then nothing whatsoever to do with Bell's palsy. So there's no point you sitting here watching what I hope turns into 50 or more videos about different aspects of Bell's palsy and what you can do to help yourself through it if you haven't got it. I do a book on the website that's for sale. It's $9.99 or about $14 something. Excellent, really excellent information. It's helped hundreds and hundreds of people, and I always get great feedback to it. But again, it's going to be totally and utterly useless if you've not got Bell's palsy. So go now, don't bother watching any other videos of either mine, if there's any up there yet, or of anyone else's, or even looking on the internet about Bell's palsy. Go to a doctor, let him tell you you've definitely got Bell's palsy. Take the medicines they give you. Some will give you both of those I've mentioned. Some will only give you a steroid, some will only give you antiviral. Don't worry about that. Take what they give you and come back and look for the other videos, or come back and go to allbellspalsy.info. On there you'll see the advert for the book and things, but there's also tons of free information on there as well. I look forward to seeing you in other videos. Okay, until then, take care.